Welcome to Woman's Secret Signals, the place where attraction isn't spoken, it's decoded. What if I told you? She's already showing you how she feels. Not with words, but with subtle signs you've been missing this whole time. Every glance, every pause, every random interaction, it's not random at all. Most men wait for clear signals, but here's the truth. By the time it's obvious, you've already missed the moment. On this channel, we break down the hidden language of female psychology, the quiet behaviors, the mixed signals, and the unconscious actions that reveal what she really feels before she ever says it. You'll learn how to read between the lines, understand her mind, and recognize attraction when it's still unspoken. Because once you see these signals, you can't unsee them. So if you're ready to stop guessing and start knowing, hit subscribe, and step into a world where nothing she does is accidental. Woman's Secret Signals. Where the truth is never said, but always shown. When a woman secretly craves you, her eyes often reveal what her words don't. One of the most powerful yet subtle signs lies in how she looks at you when she thinks you're not noticing. These glances are usually quick, almost instinctive, and followed by her immediately looking away if you catch her. You might notice that she checks you out from a distance, especially when you're engaged in something else. This is because when her guard is down, her natural attraction surfaces without her overthinking it. But the moment eye contact happens, she may shift her gaze, smile nervously, or pretend she was focused on something else. Another key detail is the quality of her eye contact. When you do talk, she might hold eye contact just a second longer than normal. It's not accidental. It's a subconscious attempt to connect with you on a deeper level. However, if she's trying to hide her feelings, she may break that gaze quickly to avoid being too obvious. Also, pay attention to her pupils and facial softness. When someone is genuinely attracted, their expression tends to relax, and their eyes may appear more focused and warm. It's subtle, but noticeable if you're paying attention. Interestingly, this push and pull behavior, looking at you, then looking away, is rooted in emotional conflict. She wants to connect, but she's also trying to maintain control and not reveal too much too soon. So if you catch her stealing glances, quickly looking away, or giving you that slightly longer eye contact when you speak, it's not random. It's often one of the earliest and clearest signs that she's thinking about you more than she lets on. Another hidden sign that she secretly craves you is her tendency to always be around you, though it never feels obvious or forced. It's not like she directly says, "I want to spend time with you." Instead, she creates situations where your paths naturally cross. You might notice she suddenly shows up more often in places you frequent. Maybe she starts hanging out where you usually sit, joins conversations you're part of, or even adjusts her routine slightly just to be in your presence. It feels coincidental, but it happens a little too often to be random. This behavior is rooted in attraction mixed with caution. She wants to be close to you, feel your energy, and observe you, but without exposing her feelings outright. So instead of making bold moves, she chooses proximity as a safe middle ground. Another subtle clue is how she positions herself when you're in a group. She may sit or stand near you, angle her body in your direction, or find small excuses to interact, like asking you a simple question she could have asked anyone else. These micro moments are intentional, even if they seem casual. Also, pay attention to how long she lingers. When a conversation ends, does she leave immediately, or does she stay just a bit longer, hoping for another interaction? That extra time is often a silent signal that she enjoys being around you more than she admits. The key thing here is consistency. Anyone can randomly be around you once or twice, but when it becomes a pattern, when she repeatedly appears, engages, and stays close, it's usually not accidental. She may not say she wants you, but her actions are quietly bringing her closer to you, again and again. One of the most fascinating signs of hidden attraction comes from something she doesn't even consciously control: mirroring. When a woman secretly craves you, she often starts to reflect your behavior, tone, and even your body language without realizing it. This happens because, psychologically, people tend to mimic those they feel connected to. It's a natural way of building rapport and emotional closeness. So if she's into you, her mind and body starts syncing with yours on a subtle level. For example, if you lean back in your chair, she might do the same shortly after. If you speak calmly, she may soften her tone to match yours. Even small things, like using similar words, phrases, or humor, can be signs she's aligning herself with you. Another powerful indicator is shared energy. If you're playful, she becomes more playful. If you're serious, she adjusts to that mood too. It's almost like she's tuning in to your frequency. And the key here is that it feels natural, not forced. You might also notice she adopts your habits over time. Maybe she starts listening to the kind of music you like, uses expressions you often say, or shows interest in topics you care about. These are all subtle ways of creating a deeper bond with you. What makes mirroring so important is that it's rarely intentional. She's not thinking, let me copy him so he likes me. Instead, it's her subconscious saying, I feel comfortable and connected with this person. So if you start seeing your own behaviors reflected back at you, your posture, your vibe, your energy, it's more than coincidence. It's often a quiet but powerful sign that she feels drawn to you on a deeper level than she's willing to admit. Here's something that confuses a lot of people. When a woman secretly craves you, she might not act confident or smooth. She might actually act a little off. That slight nervousness or change in behavior is often a strong hidden signal of attraction. You may notice that she behaves differently with you compared to others. Around her friends or other people, she's relaxed, talkative, and natural. But when you enter the picture, something shifts. Maybe she becomes quieter, fidgets more, laughs a bit too much, or struggles to maintain a steady conversation. This happens because your presence matters to her. She becomes more self-aware, more conscious of how she looks, what she says, and how she's being perceived. That internal pressure can create small signs of nervous energy. Look for subtle cues like playing with her hair, adjusting her clothes, or touching her face more often when she's around you. These are classic signs of heightened awareness. Even small things like stumbling over words or forgetting what she was saying can point to the fact that you're affecting her emotionally. Another interesting sign is inconsistency. One moment she might seem very engaged, laughing, talking, making eye contact, and the next, she pulls back slightly or becomes reserved. This push and pull dynamic often comes from her trying to balance her attraction with the desire not to reveal too much. It's important not to misinterpret this as disinterest. In many cases, it's the opposite. If she didn't care, she'd act completely normal and unaffected. But when she does care, her behavior changes, sometimes in ways that seem confusing on the surface. So if she seems just a little nervous, a little different, or slightly unpredictable around you, it might be because she's trying to hide feelings that are stronger than she expected. The final hidden sign that she secretly craves you is something a lot of people completely miss. She tests you, not in an obvious or manipulative way, but in small, subtle moments that reveal how much she's trying to understand your feelings and intentions. For example, she might tease you lightly or challenge something you say. This isn't meant to push you away. It's actually a way to create playful tension and see how you react. If you handle it confidently, she becomes more interested. If you get defensive or unsure, she takes note of that too. Sometimes she may bring up other guys in conversation. This can feel confusing, but often it's a test to gauge your reaction. Does it bother you? Do you show confidence, or do you seem indifferent? She's quietly trying to figure out where she stands in your world. Another form of testing is inconsistency in attention. One day she's warm, engaged, and present. The next, she pulls back slightly. This isn't always intentional, but it can serve as a way to see if you'll notice her absence or put in effort to reconnect. It reveals whether you value her presence. She may also ask indirect questions about relationships, love, or your preferences. Questions like, what kind of girl do you like? Or, do you believe in loyalty? Aren't random. They're subtle ways of checking if she fits into your ideal and if you align with her values. The key here is subtlety. She's not openly expressing desire. She's measuring compatibility while protecting her emotions. These tests allow her to stay in control while still moving closer to you. So, if you notice teasing, mixed signals, or questions that seem deeper than casual conversation, Don't ignore them. They're often quiet signals that she's not just interested, she's emotionally invested, even if she hasn't said it out loud.